I think the quarterback play in the ACC has been high for a long time. I think there's a lot of great competition, a lot of great offenses, and there's been a lot of great quarterbacks. You look at the track record, of what's playing and starting in the NFL, you're going to find a lot of quarterbacks from the ACC.
How much has your position in coaching changed just in the last couple of years with the way offenses have evolved?
Well, I mean, since I've been, my position personally has changed a lot because in 16 I was an analyst and then move up to safeties. But as far as coaching the safeties, we're playing with a lot more safeties on the back end. We're having to prepare more, for the passing game. So you've seen us evolve into 3 safeties back there at one time. And in the last couple of national championship games, we've had 5 safeties on the field at one time. So, we've had to, as far as my coaching goes, it stays the same, but I do have to move guys down into the box some. And, they have to, at safety, you got to be able to play both man coverage and zone. You got to be able to tackle. You just got to be able to do a lot of things. You got to blitz. Our defense has become more and more evolving. So,
How rewarding is it to see a guy like Nolan who comes in and doesn't have necessarily the acclaim or the accolades that a lot of your typical Clemson players have?
I love it because I think there's a lot of players out there like Nolan, and they're just looking for an opportunity, to prove themselves. And Nolan's an incredible athlete. And if you go back and you look at his high school film, he was an unbelievable high school player that just got overlooked for whatever reason. So to see a guy like that come in, take advantage of his opportunity, make an All-American team, do the things he's been able to do, it's amazing. I mean, because, when he gets here, we're like, okay, he's going to redshirt and he's going to do this. And then now all of a sudden you lose him for the first half of the playoff game. You're like, oh, no, we're in trouble. That hurts us.
Mickey, your last 3 commits, I know you can't speak to anybody specifically, are all from IMG, and that makes 7, I think, over the last 5 or 6 years. What is it about that place that's different? You guys seem to be really establishing a pipeline, and is it, I know it's kind of more sports related, I guess, a little bit there. Can you kind of talk to me the differences between IMG and just a regular big-time high school football program?
Well, I think that there's got a lot of good players at IMG, obviously, but, they came from a high school, kids coming from different high schools and that sort of thing. So I don't think it's necessarily the place as much as it is the people, and the players and the competition. Because there's a lot of great high schools out there that are, that we're offering and signing kids from as well.
That makes 7 defensive guys if these guys do end up signing on. All players from there that have played at Clemson have been on the defensive side of the ball. Is that just coincidence, or are they known more for defense?
No, I think it's just coincidence.
Is there anyone who really stuck out during spring ball? Maybe a newcomer that didn't see the field much last year, but that really stuck out to you during spring ball?
Andrew Makuba had a really good spring. I was really impressed with him. He came in as a mid-year and was actually climbing his way up the depth chart until he broke his arm. He definitely jumped off the page.
Will he be ready for fall?
He will be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ray had a good spring, and, he just keeps getting better and better and better. He's a guy that came in, needed a red shirt, and was an incredible athlete, and, he's really learning the position more and more, so excited about Ray.
You saw yesterday that Nolan got nominated for the award yesterday. He's one of the guys in the list for that award at the end of the year. Talk about his development from start to finish, the project he was when he got here, unrecruited, 2-star guy, under Dabo's wing, you get a hold of him, and all of a sudden you guys got a guy that's probably going to find his way into the league.
I think Nolan, Nolan's got a great story, obviously, with his dad, but his dad was an unbelievable athlete. And Nolan's a guy in high school that, he's got good high school film. For whatever reason, was an overlooked player. And we were fortunate, to where we had some guys that left to go to the NFL, and we were able to bring Nolan in. And Nolan was good when he got here. He was a really good player, but has worked and learned the defense and his footwork. He is just so instinctive as a player, and his footwork is uncomparable really to any other defensive back that we've got back there. His footwork is incredible, just the way he keeps his feet underneath him And, the way he can not only play the run, but he can play the pass. He's especially good in zone. We saw that against, Ohio State a couple of years ago when he intercepted that pass to seal the deal. He's just got great vision, great instincts, covers a lot of ground. He's faster than you think. He's quicker than most people think. But, man, he's just really bought in. And you're going to see him. He's in the film room studying. And, now that he really understands the defense, that's why you see him doing so many good things.
Also, the linebacker, that is the quarterback, the deep backside of that defense.
Oh, no question. And
you take Tanner Muse 2 years ago. Tanner, me and you talked about it. Tanner was an outside linebacker playing safety. This is a safety playing safety.
That's right.
And you can see that, because what you talked about just now is positioning. That's the whole thing about that guy. He's got to be in the right spot.
Right.
He's got to know where to set his feet down. And that determines where they're going to call that next play.
That's right.
I mean, it's all on him. Talk about how it is to teach those guys that discipline it takes to go, okay, I got to stay put. Like a Landon's got to learn to do the same thing that Nolan's doing. Learn how to get forward and turn his hips.
As far as teaching them goes, we've got a lot of guys back there, and when you don't do it right, you come out of the game, and kids learn real quick. I better get this thing right, or I won't be in the game. And or in Nolan's case, a young guy, he took advantage of every opportunity and every chance he got. So when he would get in the game, you're like, man, this guy, unbelievable. Even his freshman year, you watch him against Louisville make a huge tackle on their quarterback, who's now making all kinds of plays in the NFL, but. Nolan comes in and tackles him in the open field to keep him out of the end zone. You're like, wow, okay, there's something to this kid. And, as far as teaching him, he's had to learn because he didn't get every opportunity early on. So he had to learn both safety positions and the nickel position. And, being able to do that, learn multiple safety positions, has really helped him, to the regular fan's eye, you think that the safety position's the same, but they're both very different and both have very different responsibilities within our defense. All three of them. You talk about the nickel, you talk about the free safety, you talk about the strong safety, and now you talk about the dime. Man, it's a lot to learn, and Nolan has just he's embraced that and learned it, and with his footwork and his instincts and his mind, he's going to have a big year. I'm really excited for him.
Last year, Coach Sweeney said that Nolan has a chance when he leaves to be the best safety that he's had while he's here. What do you say to that?
Oh, I agree. He can definitely be the best safety since I've been here, and he can do a lot of things. Now that's not to take anything away from the ones that I've had, because they've done pretty good too. I mean, you've got Kayvon Wallace sitting there. Playing with the Eagles, you got Isaiah Simmons. So I mean, I didn't coach Curse, but and Tanner Muse. I mean, we got some good ones that have moved on. But Nolan, he's been here longer than all those guys too, and he's taken full advantage of this opportunity.
You talked about the nickel and the dime. How does that come between you guys and the safeties and the cornerback rooms in coaching that position? Because you guys have to overlap.
Mm-hmm.
You got guys that are cornerbacks playing that. You got guys that are playing safety and playing that nickel.
So we meet a lot of times. We just meet together. So our back seven, we meet together. There's just so many parts to the defense that we do as a back seven that we have to meet together. So Coach Venables, myself, Coach Reed, we're in that room together just going over things. And then when we get out on the field, if there's specific drills that I need to do with the nickels and the safeties, then I'll take the nickels and the safeties and work those. And then, vice versa, if somebody's got to go out and play some linebacker or corner, because the safety position kind of has to do a little bit of all of it. And we have to give them the drill work to be prepared to do that, So we get together before practice, obviously, and plan that out so they can get the individual work that they need to hone in on that skill.
Coach, what is it about BT, his personality, that makes him good for his job?
BT Potter, I think he's just very confident. He's very confident. He doesn't parade around and try to gain attention for himself. He's very confident. He's a quiet kid, but just very confident in what he does.
You never lost that when you had some setbacks, but he never lost that.
I don't think so. You know, I'm sure internally he probably battled it, but I mean he wasn't in here whining about it or anything like that. He just goes to work and you know to improve and get better, and that's what he's been able to do.
Seems like he's so reliable now that he's almost the unsung part of the machine, right? He's not really noticed, which is a good thing, maybe.
Yeah. Well, when you're making field goals and kicking the ball out of the end zone, that's people don't talk about you as much.
How about the returners? Who's stepping up? Who looks good as
You know, that's going to be that's up in the air right now. We've got some, you know, you know, Mikey Dukes is a guy that we'll look at back there as long as Lynn J. Dixon. You know, Will Shipley's a guy that came in, and he's learning how to catch punts and return kicks as well. Joseph Ngata back there. You know, it's really up in the air. I couldn't tell you a starter. This summer camp is going to be big to find that return guy. But we've got a lot of guys to choose from. You know, we just got to find the right ones.
Mitch, how about Landon and what he went through last year with the injury and the end of the year, trying to fight through that, and obviously some growing pains that he went across his last couple of games. Where's Landon standing right now as far as pecking order and what you see as far as his development right now?
Yeah, Landon will be back. I feel bad for him because he had that shoulder, the torn labrum, and you know, we decided to wait on the surgery to the end of the year, and it definitely affected the way he played. He wasn't as aggressive and as physical as he normally is, just trying to protect his shoulder.